Here we go, going live and
All right, now we're streaming live.
going back to,
Okay, I'm pulling
there
your
we
feed up.
go. Awesome.
Sometimes it's nice when you get the message, like the notification.
Yes, and I'm just waiting for that notification officially.
It says here, Melissa, meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. So
All
we
right.
also,
Welcome everybody. Good night or good evening. We'll say good evening to all.
yeah, it is good evening.
Yes, it is. And I've got my cat here playing with the wires. Go say hi, Zena. Say hello. You want to go on camera, Zena? Oh,
I'm
no,
just
can you?
trying to see if it comes up yet. I might refresh it.
Yes, I'm going to do that as well, my dear. Since we're getting much better at this fun stuff now. I'm getting good at this. Nope, not that one though. Do it the other way.
Okay, we're on, girl. We're on. I can
Woohoo!
there.
Welcome, Sue. I'm just gonna
Okay,
do
so
my one.
happy Wednesday or happy hump day, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, happy in between. See, for me being in nursing like for many, many years, I worked every other weekend. Um, Friday night coming, it didn't matter to me. I was like, I'm going to work all weekend, so I'm good.
Well, and with COVID, every day is kind of like Friday night. So, and
Yes,
every morning's like Monday morning. Like,
I like that. Yes, I like when we don't. I rather prefer that actually. I don't want to put a title or a meeting to every day. I want to keep it just open, like whatever we
well,
feel
and
like we're doing.
it's nice when you take like a Monday or a Tuesday off because it's just like everything isn't as busy. Like on the weekend, everybody's off, everyone's going to the same places. It's like if you can do it on a different day, it's just nice because there's more space around.
That's right. There we go. Now I'm better.
We can really enjoy it a whole lot more.
That's true. Next, my sister actually took Monday and Tuesday off. She was saying so she's got like that would have given her like a 4 day weekend. So happy 4 day weekend out there, Andrea. Hopefully you're
Yeah.
not catching us today again. Yeah. So how's your week been overall?
Well, it's better now that the sun is shining because I'm telling you, it was dark and it was cold here, and I'm not really ready to commit to winter right now or to commit to some cold weather. I feel like we still need something.
Yes, nor I. Let's just head to the south.
Yeah, and then today it was so, like you woke up and you know what? When the sun is shining, it's like everyone I spoke with today, had a conversation with, had to interact with. It was like such a nice experience.
Yeah,
Because I even find like when you start getting cold, like you get tight. Like even I'm abrasive, and it's not like you're trying to be abrasive, but you're so busy, especially when at first the season changes in the beginning.
I'm
You're,
frigid.
yeah, you're just like, it's like my body doesn't know how to react. So I'm very happy that the weather is taking a turn because I think we all need a little something extra to keep us going right now. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not even sure what phase I'm in, what wave I'm in. I'm just like, I just keep trying to make the most out of
Yeah.
every day.
And apparently everything is changing now. It's not like phase and waves. It's Halton is now in protect mode. There's 3 new modes now for this COVID stuff. We're in protect mode now. We're protecting Halton right now, ladies and gentlemen. So whatever it is, it's okay. Like I myself have not been truly affected much at all in my life or around me, thank goodness. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just like it's all just different titles of the same thing, and you know what? I just think it does more harm than good to know all that information.
Yeah, I do not listen to the news. And the news is telling you, oh, download the COVID app. It's like, no, thank you. I don't want that negative bombardment 24/7. It's like, no, thank you. I want a positive 24/7.
Yeah, because otherwise, that's all you're thinking about is all of that stuff. And I kind of had an epiphany or a thought the other day, and I was just like, you know what? When times get like, because it was like chilly for 2 days. I was kind of feeling miserable. Everything seemed like it was uphill. And it's not like I had to do anything different, but it was just like, oh, I couldn't even decide what to make for dinner kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like everything just seemed like it was such a challenge and it would make me more tired. And then I realized it's like, you know what changes your whole experience? It's like stop thinking of what you got to do and start kind of taking some time to focus on what is your passion really?
Yeah,
Because I think when you start separating that from what you've got to do, because otherwise people think like, oh, I got to figure out my passion. So it's like you're doing your passion. But it's not like you just do all of that other stuff. But it's like if you just instead spend some time and like focus on what your passion is. It's not what you're going to do about it, more like what it is, whether your passion is giving or caring or loving or serving. If you'd start taking some time to come from there, I'm just like, it totally, like I started last night because I was like, okay, whatever. I might as well chill tonight. I'm not feeling great. And then it was just like, well, what's something I could think about? Because if I just leave my mind going, it's going to give me something that's probably not going to be awesome for me.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was like, you know what,
Pay attention to your thoughts.
yeah, like let me just go back and recheck. Like, am I doing what I wanted to be doing? Am I like, living kind of to my passion? Am I having that life that I really want to? Do I feel fulfilled? But what I had to do was first was like, because sometimes we mistake our passion for something we're going to do.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe my passion would have been like opening a restaurant or a coffee shop, but that's not my passion. My passion really is connecting with people and socializing with them.
Yeah.
And when you kind of bring it back down to that level, and it's not like, oh my God, I got to open the coffee shop and get it set up and get a business license and all of this stuff, like that takes you away from kind of like being in your passion.
Yes. You want to be in the present moment, and once you're in the present moment, doing what feels wonderful, then more of that's just going to come to you. And then like that, and once again, we're back to manifesting, putting out those lovely intentions. What makes you feel good?
Yeah.
And what happens when you're doing it and thinking about it? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, I think if you come from the place of when you know what your passion is, what's loving, serving, caring, giving, then when you start doing stuff, it's not an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm thinking my passion is caring, and it's like, then the whole thought of making dinner is such a different experience. It's like, oh, let me try to make homemade burgers with some cheese and onion, like in the meat. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's weird how just like that little bit of thought change will open up something different in your mind, which is kind of probably why I do the coaching, because that's what I love about it. It's just that little, word or something that opens up something different in your mind.
Yeah. And I love that. And once again, that's getting back to with conversation of manifesting and things coming to you. Once again, we set our intention of what we want to do, and we can both attest to that in the last few days. We know what we want to do, and we start feeling in that feeling, and so much it just starts coming. And like you just said, even with our lovely Emmy friend, you once again, we're like soul sisters, girl. You're channeling, I'm channeling. You get this idea, boom, and even before you texted me, oh, do you know anybody? And I already was texting you that I know a lovely lady who can help you. So see, I'm getting like cold shivers again. Like the universe is just like bringing us together, opening both of us up. Like everything is just coming. Since I met you, my dear, like what a soul sister you are. And I think for me, the other week I've been in contact with another friend, Susan, again, and she's telling me she's starting to spontaneously channel. And then she put me in touch with her friend Peter. Remember I had mentioned Peter?
Yeah.
And then my computer went out. We set up a conversation, and we had a conversation this morning. And I just can't, I just like the flow is coming, girl. It's just coming and coming. We're going to have more discussions about channeling. And he actually also does hypnosis. So there's even more I would like to chat with him about, bringing other information through, whether it's past life or future life, so what's coming on to us. He does all that, and he's such a beautiful man. I just can't say it. He's just so beautiful. And he now, like, I have attracted that into my life now. It's like, okay, thank you, universe, thank you. It's like the universe knows what I want. I didn't particularly say I want this, but they knew that what I wanted, and here it is. So I'm very
here too. Like, don't you find it funny how sometimes maybe like a thought or the question you have, like somehow the answer is provided?
Yep.
Right, as you're channeling more. And then we were talking about maybe you putting your channels on some PDF files so people could, because the writing is so eloquent when the channels come, right? Or the wording. It's just like, it's kind of great that you met this other person, Peter, because it can only increase whatever you're capable of doing, right? Because he's going to say something and your mind's going to open up that little bit more.
It is. Oh I imagine a lot more opening up and being able to share in a different way. And it's exciting. And I feel like I'm being led into my purpose even more and more, where I know I just want to share the word spirit, and and help people, and let's get some answers for people. guidance, hope, and strength coming through. And that's all, like, I'm finding and discovering new ways just to go even further and further and like diving like right into this. So it's like, wow. I'm like, okay, thank you, universe.
That's it. It's kind of like, like you don't even have to look for the path because you're already on it, and B, it's kind of, it's lighting up on the ways that you should go.
Yeah. And every like things are coming to me, like, yeah, like just it's there, and I'm just like moving forward with it. Yeah.
Okay, so this week we're doing the throat chakra, which
That's,
I like because I'm a big talker.
so yeah, some lovely blue.
Yeah, give us a little, and I like the whole blue color because blue, sometimes, how like your favorite color changes.
Yeah.
It definitely changes. Like I did lately, I've been into a lot of blues, and as I can see, like because I used to do my nail color, so I used to always do like royal blue, and now I'm feeling like when Christmas is coming, it's like I'm kind of feeling like blue for me is a happy color, happy,
yes.
healthy, strong, like. So tell us something good.
Yes, blue. Yeah, blue is beautiful. That's is my favorite color. Mind you, I'm getting back to close being red. I feel I'm wearing red and a little more grounded right now, so that's really good. That's fantastic. So yes, today we're going to go to our throat chakra. This is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th chakra here. Yes, once again to the blue, to our throat chakra. It's all about communication, and that's what we love doing now, don't we, Sue? It's all about communication.
It's not perfect for this week because I had the conversation with Emmy, so I was increasing my communication, and you had the conversation with Peter.
Yeah.
So it's actually perfect for kind of where we're at.
Once again, yes, it always
do that.
I know it always falls into place, doesn't it? Like we just start and boom, we're in that energy and we're in that space already. So yes, we're going to talk about our throat chakra today. And I'm going to start with our Sanskrit name as well, is Vishuddha, meaning purification. Of course, this is located at the base of our neck, and this relates to self-expression and communication. A little bit more about our throat chakra. I'm going to go to our lovely organs and anatomy and physiology, the part that I love as well. Of course, communication, wisdom, speech, trust, creative expression, planning, spatial organization, and there's also caution. Emotions are expansion and healing. Glands associated with this is our thyroid. Of course, our throat, it's our, body parts is our throat, our vocal system, our mouth, our jaw, our parathyroid, our tongue, our neck, our shoulders, limbs, and perspiration. And also part of our menstrual cycle is related to this as well. And physical dysfunctions, we're going to get into a few issues like thyroid, flu, fevers, blisters, infections. I'll just say herpes, itching, sores, tendonitis, toothaches, OCD, speech disorders, hyperactivity, TMJ, melancholy, hormonal problems, swelling, hiccups, PMS, and mood swings. So there's just a few physical ailments and dysfunctions around our throat chakra. And
that's funny that you would say mood swings that's surrounded around this chakra. Why is that?
It is.
Yeah, that's really weird not weird. I'm just saying, like, I didn't think, but you know what? Maybe mood swings have to do with communication.
Partially our emotions, once again. Yeah.
We're not maybe communicating properly with ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, that just totally threw me for a loop.
And yeah, this will take us a bit more into the emotional issues as well. That I believe that are like, it is our emotions. Don't hit that cat. A kitty cat's right there by the light. Don't you hit it. Yeah, inability to communicate ideas, problems with self-expression, expressions of own truth, problems with creativity, and let my cat jump down. Come on, Zena, go, sweetie. Don't hit the light. Or there's other issues of uncontrolled with our throat chakra, low value for ourselves, inconsistent communication, manipulative, and deception of self or others. So there's many issues. Of course, self-expression and communication is huge with our throat chakra. And let's see if you go into anything else about this as well. We have, I'm trying to find, there we go. turquoise, of course, gemstones and crystals, turquoise, aquamarine, sapphire, solidite. They're all beautiful blue stones that all are gemstones associated with our throat chakra. So once again, through energy healing, we can go back into having, if we're going to join in with our chakras or crystals, we have our stones where through energy healing, we can hold our blue crystals in our hands, or if we're getting Reiki, we can place these on our throat, or even carry them in our pockets if we want to. Let's see. Yeah. And once again, to the, it's interesting, common addictions for this chakra as well is cigarette smoking as well. Isn't that interesting? Yes.
Yeah. So what do you mean? Like, is it because like the chakra isn't balanced that you would smoke, or because I think also with smoking too, if you're smoking, you're not communicating.
That's
right?
well, yeah. It's also, yeah. We're actually like almost blocking our self-expression as we're doing that. It's almost like, to me, like it's a blockage. We're breathing in and we're breathing it in, and it's like stopping. Yeah, it's like really preventing our true self-expression, I think, now that I think about it.
And I think it probably changes your energy.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Right. Because it still mixes with whatever, the smoke, the heat, the whatever. So maybe it changes your energy so you're not as open and receptive.
Yeah, it's like it's a blockage. Like you're just breathing that in down your throat. You're just boom. Yeah.
It's like a screen.
I used to, once upon a time, I did smoke, so I know. Yep. And of course, on my life, I mean, of course, my health got improved way better, and of course, my whole energy is changed and different now that I'm not smoking any cigarettes anymore.
Yeah. Well, and also because you don't have anything that like is holding you.
That's right. It's not holding me in that grip, and as if you have to have that habit.
You have to do it. I gotta go. Like I remember waitressing, and so when I waitressed, I didn't smoke, and I noticed it was like all the other wait staff was like, "Oh, just watch my tables. I'm going out for a cigarette." And but it was normal. Like this was in the 80s, right? So it was like, if you weren't smoking, it was weird, right? They were just like, "What?" But then I was like, you know what? I'm working way more than everybody else.
What's going on here?
But you would see that they would get agitated, like they had to go out for a break, and it was just like, what did people do before?
Well, I know back in when did this, was it the 20s that it became really big and popular? 20s, 30s, 40s and up?
Maybe during the Depression, it gave people something to do.
Yeah. And it came out, it was like a social thing. And it turns into an addiction thing. And so if anybody who can quit smoking, it's wonderful. I actually did the thing that helped me the most, because I quit a million times, and I did good for here and there, a couple of years in there. But the final thing for me was a smoking cessation program at about.com. It's also through Delphi forums. It was a place you could go and type and chat away to people, form a bond and a group, which we did. Mine was January Winners 2012. And instead of, sneaking out and trying to, grab a pack or whatever, it was like, no, I'm going to sit and type. We communicated about recipes and ways to cope and just to pass that time, to get through that. And it was wonderful. And I actually have that, here, puppy dog, on my screensaver on my computer. I still have our little, he's, remember Puff the Magic Dragon? Well, this is, we call them Nope the Magic Dragon. It was a dragon lying down on the ground smelling a flower. And every day, Nope meant not one puff ever. So we pledged not one puff ever every day. And so I still have him on my desktop. So he's a reminder where how far you've come. So that's so important in my life now, is that beautiful reminder of what I went through and why I did it. And it's like part of my life now. It becomes part of your life that, this is what I've done and I've accomplished. So it's a reminder on my desktop every day.
Well, yeah. And it's a confidence booster. Like, you know what I mean? It shows you what you can do.
Yep. And it keeps that in you. Like, why this is you. So it's part of you. Yep. Oh, excuse me. All right. So about the little rant. That was interesting. And I just love to share that, because if I can help anybody else kind of get to that point where they can look that up and search it up and try a new way, I would love that. because
Well,
oopsie.
because you know what, and it's so hard for different people. Like that, we've got. It looks like we're both having animal issues
Yes,
today.
Zena's like, don't bite,
Um,
because my light's up here. Like, be careful, kitty cat. Sorry,
well,
go
and
ahead.
it's hard today. Like everybody's so different, so we respond different to different ways, right? Not what works for one person doesn't always work for the next. So it's good to share all of these different things because then it gives people options,
It does.
right? And we live in a world of options.
Yep. And if that can help anyone just a little bit, then I'm glad I said something, because it's when we don't say something that, to me, once again, like, you want like going back to caring and wanting to help people. We just set that intention, just if we just put it out there, because this is what our heart wants to say, we're putting out a good positive intention. And once again, with energy, it's going to reverberate out into the universe, and it will help somebody.
Well, that's it. This can, change one person's life a little or the course of someone's life in a little bit direction. It's like the whole world changes.
It does. Yep. And that's
People
what
are
we're
always
here.
so focused on the big. It's like you don't have to focus on the big. You
No.
focus just on like, the small and what you can do. And if it's like just give someone a meal or give them a ride somewhere, or sometimes it's something as small as smiling at someone when you walk down the street.
You got it. That's number one. That's what we're here for in life, is to, once again, help everyone else out. We are here as a group. That's what we're here on this planet Earth, is to help one another out. And if that's every day, just helping out, holding a door for someone, smiling at that sad person down the road, offering, a meal, like you said, we're here to help.
Well, and you know what? We're going to actually have to kind of think of a new way to smile, because when we wear our masks, I just realized that like we're going to have to learn to, as they used to tell actors and actresses, you got to smile with your eyes.
Yes.
And I'm like, we're going to have to learn
That's
that.
right.
We're all walking around like this, so nobody knows if we're smiling or not. I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to have to start smiling with our eyebrows and our eyes to everybody.
Yeah. Well, there's actually masks that are transparent now. You can get out there. I would like to get some.
I like that.
Some actually are plastic. There's actually something new online. You saw that they're washable. They're good for a certain amount of usage, but they're also recyclable. And they have more of a respirator part in it as well. So I want to actually, as soon as I saw it, I emailed the company and I actually said, I'm interested. I would be interested in your product because it's something new. It was on the news that day. That's right, like a week ago. But I hadn't heard back yet. But you know what? I figured if I put the message out there, maybe they're going to send me some to my door. I don't know. Or I'll just be able to get them sooner than later.
No, I like it. That's the only thing I wasn't a fan of with the masks is like you don't get to see people's mouth and it's so expressive. Like, you need to kind of see someone's whole face to kind of get their vibe, I guess, or whatever. And, with the mask, it was like we were shutting each other out, like with only half of our faces. So, we don't know if the person is sad or could use a hello, or you could buy their coffee for them. And because sometimes people don't like to say things or use their words, and we just have to go by, picking up on a feeling or a vibe or something.
And on our eyes now.
Now on our eyes. But no, I like the idea of the clear mask. I think it'll change it.
I'll let you know when I get some. I'll pass them along to you. Awesome. Okay. All righty. Let's go back to our blue. What can we do next about our blue? We can actually go in, and we can actually go in with our energy centers and open up our throat chakra. How does that sound? Good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So
we can all be better communicators every day. So, because sometimes I mess up with my own kids when I get flustered. So definitely, I'd like to improve my communication.
Yes. So I'm going to once again share for anybody who hasn't been seeing Sunai's like the last 4 or 5 weeks now, we've been sharing all about energy healing and our chakras. And I've been taking each evening opportunity to go in and help open up our energy centers and our chakra. And this week is our throat chakra. So I start beginning explaining, we're going to take some nice big deep breaths. This is what I teach in meditation classes as well, as we open up and balance our chakras. We're going to take some nice big deep breaths, and then we're going to go in and focus on the color blue and opening up this energy space and going through a nice exercise. And you can practice along, and yeah, we'll do that. You're all set?
All right, let's go. Okay. Guide us through it.
Okay, so we're going to start with some nice big deep breaths. We're going to start with breathing in through our nose for the count of 4. Then we're going to hold it for the count of 4. Then we're going to blow out with our mouth for the count of 8. So we'll do that together. So we're going to start with this 1, 2, 3, start with our nose. And then we're going to hold it for 4. And we're going to breathe out for 8. As you're breathing out, just feel your shoulders just slump down a bit and just kind of fall down and just release all that tension you might have in your shoulders. Okay. I want you to imagine the color, bright, colorful blue. And I want to imagine this right in your throat chakra, right in your neck, the base of your neck here. And I want you to imagine the beautiful blue light turning and rotating like a disc and opening and expanding even more. And continue your breathing. And I want you to keep imagining this beautiful blue light in your throat, opening and turning like a disc and expanding open. And I want you to imagine, or I want you to pay attention to any feelings or sensations you might be having. Any little ideas or visions that pop into your mind at this time. Pay attention to your intuition. And pay attention to see if you're feeling any emotions coming through. Seeing if it's a bright blue or is it a bit of a murky blue, or are you having a hard time expanding it out? Sometimes that's what we look for if we wondering if we have a blockage in a particular chakra. And as you're just imagining this blue disc opening, expanding, take note of what you're feeling and what you're seeing. And let any feeling come through and feel it. And let that feeling open up and expand. And if it's something that you don't want to feel, like if there's something that you want to let go of, then allowing yourself to feel it and letting it expand will help release it when you can release it out. So you don't try to fight any negative thought patterns or anything that's uncomfortable. The idea is to let yourself feel it. Notice what's coming up about any maybe conversations you've had with someone or speaking your truth, and see if anything that comes up with those emotions and everything. Okay. So if you want, if a few things have come up, I'll ask you to take a few nice big deep breaths and slowly open your eyes. And if you like, write anything down that might have come to you and see how you're feeling.
All right, I feel better.
You feeling good?
I feel more clear.
A little bit lighter as well?
Yeah, well, I'm just more like able to get my point across better.
Wonderful. Yeah. You felt an energy shift moving?
Yeah, just almost like a cleaning out. I think because I do a lot of talking all day. So it's like a lot of that just, whatever, it's there, it's busy. My brain pops into different things. So it was just kind of the letting all of that go to be able to come back and just be like, okay, now I'm here.
Oh, wonderful. I love that. That's a wonderful example of how you can feel coming out of this. And no one trusts anything that came up as well, that some people might try to want to prevent or not have this energy moving and coming up into their heart or their mind, where once again we'll go back to energy healing, where it's so important to feel our energies and to help clear our energy blockages, and allow the emotions to come out, whether it's feeling upset or a few tears. That's how we clear our energy centers out. And I want to always share that when you're doing the energy work, is like, allow whatever you're going to feel it, and know that it's okay. And through allowance, you can let it expand and open, and then and let it flow, because we want to let it flow. If we hold back and resist, and that creates more blockages, and we're going to deal with more health issues, throat issues, sore throats, or thyroid issues are possibilities as well that can show up.
And I think that's a really good point that you said. It's like people really have to remember to clear their energy, like to clear it. And because, so I come from a fostering background. So I spent a lot of years being a foster parent and still am. And especially kids with like ADHD, autism, fetal alcohol syndrome. It's like their energies are kind of like almost like, the snow on a screen. And, I used to tell the kids, it's like, you literally have to just shake it off you. And because they don't understand, but it's like, you can see even when you're playing or they're doing something or they're trying to tell the story, it's like they're getting frustrated and frustrated and frustrated, right? But it's like, and it's not working, and like they'll try to build something and it's not working, and they're getting more frustrated and it's breaking, and it's just like it's like a big ball of confusion. And the thing is, it's like, I always tell them, it's like, just shake it off. Like, take a walk around the block for like 5 minutes or a minute even, like the key is to like stop focusing on there, because that's keeping your energy stuck.
Yes.
But if you like, whatever, shake it with your hands, move your leg around, do a little bit of a dance, kind of move it around, clear it up, that when you go back to it, it seems to fall into place. Right? Because if we're stuck and blocked, what we're doing, that energy transfers to that. Right? So the minute we become clear, then whatever we're working on or building, that clears up as well, which means you're able to go in and see, okay, that's exactly where whatever that piece of Lego goes, or a little part goes, or something.
Or once again, even working with our computers.
Yeah.
If our computers will flip and do funny things when our energies are intense and elevated. I remember years ago, I turned it into a laughing fit after I was on the computer, very frustrated, and my screen is literally going, and it's like once I realized what was happening, I had to laugh, because I realized that, Melissa, you're putting your energy into this, and look what's happening. The screen is flipping. You can't get anything done you want to. So it got me laughing, and then I ended up taking a break, and I came back to it, and then I was good. So
I just also started rereading the book, Rejuvenating the Body and Cultivating the Soul. I think it's called, by Deepak Chopra. And the whole introduction to the book is about how science has now proven that we're all energy. So it's just kind of like, and for me, coming from the science background, it's like, it's just like, I'm just seeing all of these things come together all over. That's like, oh my God, that's so right. That's, and because if we don't know what we're dealing with, how do we deal with it properly?
Yeah.
So when we know our energy and the energy gets blocked and gets stuck, then we're going to come at it from a different perspective, as is like, I just want to punch the food processor or the computer.
Yes, we don't want to do that. No, we don't. No.
That's not solving any problems.
Yeah. So knowing that, I think through, of course, for me, doing energy work and clearing the chakras, it's something it's taken me many years to go through the process of allowing myself to open up, to feel the energy and have it move. And once you start feeling that, you feel great. There's still some days you might get a little bit irritated, but it's definitely not as as much as it used to be once it starts moving and clearing. And it's funny you brought something about energy up, so I just have to share something really quickly, because I've been also sharing bits of my channels, and today once again it's about energy. I have to mention what comes up. Energy and matter keep moving and flowing within the vibrations and frequencies of our experiences, our beliefs, and our hearts. So once again, once we bringing energy in, it's just flowing and reverberating out into our experiences and everything in our life. That's back to our conversations of how we are feeling this joy and happiness with what we're doing while we're doing it, and then it's just bringing more of that flow to us. And there's the other one. Okay, this is once again about the energy. I have to share this. The existence of this form of energy that we are all made of, the light, go beyond the waveforms in the light passages of time and space. They reach the quantum level that we all come from in our universe and back into our hearts once again. So once again, when that information comes through with channeling, it's showing me how the expansive that I like our love, and how it reverberates out to the cosmos. It's just as big in our heart as it is out there, and all that. Well, that all is in our heart, so we're all part of that energy. So, so once again, what comes to us, we put it right back out, and it comes back to us again. And that's cosmos heart. Cosmos heart. That's our heartbeat. There we go. I got a new phrase now for heartbreak coherence. It's also extending out. Cosmos heart. Cosmos heart. There we go. Got a new phrase now. I just had to share that because that just popped up. Is what I've been sharing on my little messages every day now, that I've been just literally taking snippets of my channels and putting out beautiful messages of healing energy and light every day. Spread the word.
And I think you need to kind of pay attention to that every day, because not that it's a new concept, but it's something that we're all waking up to. Like it's not new, like it's been around for ages, but like for us, it's for a lot of people, it's just new. Like, there's people that are just learning these therapies, and people that are because it's not something we're taught from the time we were little.
No, not here, but in the East, many people, you're right, we're taught that. And I love how Greg Braden shares actually, when he talks about the heart, brain, compassion, is that science, that compassion is a science. And I just love how he explains that as well. It's what moves us in our life. It's the energy that moves us in our life. And you're right. And this is something that I just want to blast it out to the world. We are love, we are compassion. This is how we manage. This is how we move our energy. It's our energy that helps us create in life. And just sharing that heart brain connection, and then the knowing and the trusting is once again as well. It's just this is how we're going to help heal. Once we allow this into our heart, this is how we're going to help heal.
Well, and the beauty of healing is that as we heal ourselves, those around us heal at the same time. As we heal, so does our world.
Yeah.
Around us. So it's as each person starts doing their part and healing and feeling better, and kind of learning more and being open and aware, so they can, basically do what needs to be done. Take care of yourself from that energy standpoint. And sometimes maybe it's listening to a channeling, or, you're putting out a channeling and I'm reading it, but the message that I'm getting is different than the message that someone else is getting. But basically both of our lives are both of our energies are changed in some way by learning that.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be that they'd be changed in the same way. It's kind of what I'm saying.
You got it. That messages can be received to so many people, and one message can be sent out and can be received in by a million different people in a million different ways. If wherever they're at their life, whatever vibration they're feeling, how it's going to reach them. And it's like little sparks of light coming, that just slowly starts awakening and opening up in their cells. I just love it.
Yeah, well, it also adds to that whole, we're all interconnected.
We're all one. We're all together
with the earth, with the sky, we're all we have that connection. So it's that's why that one piece of information affects us all, and I don't
got
think
it. Yes.
realize, when you say something negative or mean, or It's the same on the negative side. It's
It
like when
is.
you're doing that, it's like almost like, you're saying something negative, but like you're just not saying it to the person that you're saying it to. Like that's a negative energy that you're putting out into the world that's going to start hitting all of those as the energy flows out of you, starts hitting all of these different sections around you and alters them in some way.
It does.
If it was a positive thing, it would alter them in a positive way. But if it's a negative thing, maybe, okay, nothing really bad happens to me, but I'm throwing that energy, like that negative thing that hit me. It's also hitting the grocery store clerk, and she closes the cash drawer in a rush and gets her finger caught. You know what I mean? It's like,
You got it. It all starts within and then it
yeah.
reverberates out. Yeah.
And I think
Whatever
if we start
vibration you're sending out.
becoming aware, like, okay, yeah, so when we're negative, become aware. It's like, okay, maybe you're having some negative feelings towards one person or a thing or something. It's like you have to really get mindful on what kind of negative energy you want to push back with, because
Well,
like
put
when you
out, put
start being aware
out.
that it's
Yeah.
going to impact more than the situation in front of you, it's kind of like you still have to be aware of the greater good. It's like we can't just throw a piece of litter down and then everyone thinks it's okay, and next thing we're all living in a garbage dump.
Yeah.
Because
And
that's the end result of everyone throwing litter on the ground. It's not just so people can be mean and be like, don't litter. It's literally because if 25 million people walk around Canada, start littering, it's literally going to be a trash can.
yeah, and the one action can set forth the energy and momentum for the day. You take a step outside and you see and you pick that up and someone sees that and they're going to be mindful and know that their next step is going to be mindful enough to make sure they pick up this and it reverberates out for the rest of the day. Same, like you're right, positive and negative. You go out there and you're angry and then you're in traffic and then you're flipping someone the bird.
But then
That's
what
when
do they do when you flip them the bird, right?
they
They
get
slam
upset.
on their brake and get in a car. Like,
Yeah.
it literally just hit me right now. And I was like, oh, I never thought, because we're always really focused. You're kind of working me with my coaching, really focused on the greater, doing good stuff. But it's like, we also have to take some time to focus on being mindful of not doing negative, like not, trying to not do as much negative or as little negative as possible, because it also affects the greater good.
Yeah. It
And
takes a
that
lot.
puts you in a different, and we all have to take responsibility for our part. I'm not saying I'm taking responsibility for the world, but at least let me take responsibility for my part.
That's it. That's step one. Go into yourself and what can we help and take care of is ourselves. What can we potentially work on or change? It's ourselves. We go within. Oh, shoot. Hang on. If I've got to plug in here, let's pray I'm okay. Sorry about that, Sue.
You'll be okay.
Can you tell a great story for 1 minute?
Well, I just had a really good idea with what you were saying about the communication, because actually, all day today, all my communications were positive, and the ripple effect of those communications was that I was moving closer to kind of my passion. So every conversation that I had with someone really brought me closer to my goal of living in that constant state of passion. So I hope that was exciting enough for you, Melissa.
Hang on. I didn't even plug in, but keep going, keep going. If I
Yeah.
die, I'll be right back, but let's pray I'm good.
No, I was just saying, like, and you said too, you were talking to Peter, and it was just like everyone I talked to, as well as everyone you talked to, brought you closer to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like you're starting with that good energy because we all woke up. It really was a gorgeous day. And, and we, and every communication that we had kind of took us to another step that is really moving us closer to where we want to be.
Yes.
And
Great.
that's what I noticed about today.
Yeah. Wonderful, great sunshine, high vibrations. And then you get out there and you're going to have a great day. Once again, today would be like a great day where you're feeling good. You go out and you want to change lanes and you look over, oh, everybody's letting you in. Like no one's blocking you or, the universe once again works with that energy as well. You go out, oh, everything runs smoothly, like a beautiful day. Yeah.
Well, no, and I think the key really is too, especially for a lot of people out there, is how do we keep that momentum or that kind of energy going when it's not a beautiful day?
Yes, lots
You
of
know, that's what,
mindfulness
okay, so
and
that's what I would like to ask you. So we did the blue, the chakra clearing for the throat and the breathing in and imagining the light. So say if the days like say like I don't want to necessarily waste a Monday and Tuesday again, not feeling as awesome as I could be feeling. And it's not that. It's like I know I have, you know, I know we're gonna all have days where we don't feel
yes,
awesome, but like
and
if
that's
there
okay
was
too. And
something, yeah, if there
yes,
was
accept
something
those
we could do
days.
just to make it that little bit better.
Yeah, setting, of course, being mindful and um, learning how, like, to feel your energy and sense your energy, and knowing when, once again, going through our chakra balancing exercises. When I do meditation class, it's each one, and you're sensing each, like going through how each one feels, and being mindful of where do you feel it. Each, like whether it's your root chakra or your solar plexus, um, and they're just you just kind of, if you're going through a really rough day or just had a big fight and you like you feel it in your gut, um that's when you go in and do more balancing act. To me, you go in and clearing more energy out as well. And once again, we do our best every day, but being mindful of this and bringing these practices into our daily lives is huge. It can it raises our vibration. And once again, my passion is sharing that we all can open up to our own intuition and awareness. And once we do these energetic exercises of opening up our chakras, boom, we have the wonderful connection to spirit, our higher selves, our true selves, true beings of light, and even our loved ones on the other side. And to know and feel that connection, and know and trust every day that these are our connections. It's real. The energy's all around us. Is transformational. It's huge. You feel so good. And for
But I
me, it
think
was a huge.
the build up, right?
Oh
It's like
yes,
you're very like you've been doing this for a really long time. Like this is all
I was going to
super
get to that point next. Yes, it's many 12 years for me of opening up. And mind you, some people are quite open quite easily when they're young, like boom, like kids. Well, we know a lot of kids are opened, but some people, boom, like for me, once I started my meditation, it started opening up pretty quickly for me, like the visual part, but it's the channeling that I believe once I did my inner work and certain amount of clearing and healing, that's when I was open enough to receive even, the messages from the higher realms of channeling. So you're right, to me, it's been a healing journey, and each step of the way, I'm opening up and healing my energy centers, and then it's the messages that's coming and I'm receiving is just wonderful. And it's hope and guidance and strength to help, just like a lot of the messages to share with everybody, to help heal everyone. That's
well,
my
okay,
passion.
I would like to know because I am literally a creature of rituals and habits. Like I like to have a routine because it makes me feel comfortable. So is this something because like I'm asking also for personal, like is it something that I would get up in the morning and do along with my normal routine?
You can, if it
Like,
depends.
would that make it like that's what I'm saying? If I is like what's because there's probably other people out there that are just starting to become sensitive to their energies and things like that. So would it be good? Like, is it a good practice basically to get up maybe every day and spend 5 minutes just
Yeah.
even think to yourself, I'm made of energy. I am open to feeling my energy, whether it's good or positive or
Yes.
negative,
and
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 just
also journaling.
understanding that.
And journaling as well, I find for me, like I'm on off and on for journaling. I started again like a month and a half ago, and I should have never stopped it, because the more you do it, the more things are coming. Like gratitude is something huge that once we express it, um, it's like heart brain coherence. It's gratitude, being grateful for what we have, is telling the universe that we're abundant, we have this, or we feeling like we already have this. And once you feel that, the universe says, oh, the energy is of abundance, it's love, it's feeling, fulfilled. Then more that all comes in. And so journaling, once again, it's a vocalizing or writing down your intentions and gratitude of what you're grateful for, things that you want to do this day, and congratulate yourself when you do get things done, but also be easy on yourself and know there's a few things that you still want to work on. But that's huge, going in that, for once again, for daily practices of meditation. It just going in the morning or in the evening. It kind of depends if you're a morning or an evening person for that. um it's for me, it's grown on me now. Where I started, it was a once a week class for me, with Angela. where we did our energy center openings and then we practiced our intuition. Then it went from there. Once you'd sit and then I started meditating at home more, and to me it grew. So daily, weekly, to me, if you can fit it in every day, that's fantastic, because it's, once I've opened up with energy healing and after Reiki, it's something it's part of my everyday. So it's just there now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, because you have to make it kind of like, I'd like to get to the point where it's just there, right?
Yes.
For me, it's still like I have to make a conscientious effort to participate in it and to do it, as well as understand it. And sometimes my brain also gets a little stuck on the I got to understand it and not just be with it.
Yeah. Well, to me though, I was just being with it when something that I felt really good. So I was able to sit with it. And then I guess I opened up quite easily that way, because it's something I enjoyed it. It felt fantastic. And then it's something that I was open to. And then, I was very visual at the beginning. So the messages I would come in and all visual, and then so it was something that I always felt good. And I know in essence what I started from 12 years ago, going through a marital breakdown and, chronic back pain. So going from a place of, I feel like crap this week, another week with my, issues now with my ex. So when you're midst of those issues, and to be in that space, that's one thing. People, they can be so busy and they think, or they're having a rough time. They think they don't have time for this. Well, guess what? You take this time for yourself to sit and do this practice and know how good you can feel while doing it. For me, that was huge for me. I felt so good doing it. It was a break from the crazy headspace, issues with my ex and whatever. So it's something that once I realized how good it felt, and I began my inner emotional journey and healing, that it was something that it felt good. I was experiencing healing, releasing things. So that's one thing that people think they don't have time. Well, take time, at least if it's once a week to start. Take some
But
time.
what I think is a misunderstanding with a lot of people out there is that everyone says they don't have the time. But the reality is, if you actually took the few moments or whatever, say 5 minutes, you'd be surprised that you would still have the time to do everything that you needed to do, because the time that you don't take doing that is the time you spend fighting with yourself to get what you need to get done.
Yes, that's huge. You're right. That's a huge point, because once, just say you start in the middle of the day and you do that, and that opens up and you feel better, where you're going to make a better opportunity for success throughout your day. Where if you're going to be feeling like 70% all tense and stressed and 30% relaxed, well, you go through a lovely relaxation, you're going to have like much more, like 80-90% of your energy is going to go forth in a positive way, and you're going to get things done. That's huge.
People mistake that. It's like getting something done with ease and gratitude and kindness is so much different than getting something done through the veil of frustration, anger, and this I don't have enough time concept.
Yes.
Right? Like I think that's a 20th century construct that we've like, everyone's so busy, but we can't get anything done.
Yeah. Once we get into this heart space, I like to say our heart space, then we can do anything our heart desires. And Sue and I, we're living this now. Our hearts have been opened. We're working with the great edge, and so much is just coming now. We're setting great intentions. I'm journaling every day again. And that's the thing. No one in knowing, and once you start opening, no one trusts that this is a process that can do so much for you. And take that, take a chance and open up your heart and
start trusting yourself.
Trust. Yeah. And the belief that you can feel better, and this can help you on your everydays, whether it's, dealing with your spouses, your children, the pets, how we relate to everyone in our lives. And that's huge. What we're talking about, how are we going to relate to the next person we see on the street, in the grocery store. How we relate to one another is we want to relate with kindness and gratitude, and that's going to make the whole world, everyone, start opening up to more kindness and gratitude.
Well, and it propels us in a more creative direction,
Yep.
right? It's like together we can build this amazing world. Alone, we can do, we can do very little as one person.
And it's once you open your heart up and allow other people in, so much more can happen. And I can experience that myself, where years ago I was probably a lot more inward, where it didn't serve me as well. Opening up my heart and letting other people in has been so huge for me.
Okay, just because it's getting late, Melissa,
Yes.
can you do a little channeling for Amarjeet?
Amarjeet.
So she doesn't know what to ask right now. So I'm just thinking, just give her give us something. So let's see what comes up.
Wonderful. Will do. Okay. So Amarjeet. Okay. Yeah, a little reading for Amarjeet. This is wonderful. Let's see what comes through. Okay. I'm wondering if this is the Amarjeet I'm thinking of. I'm not sure. It's the one I went to school with or not. I don't know. But I'm seeing some issues that are. I'm just gonna. I believe I have to trust that Spirit's gonna. It's okay for me to share this stuff. But I'm seeing a bit of things falling apart, a little bit of destruction. I'm actually seeing like a family sitting at a table in a restaurant, and I'm seeing this. What are those tractor thingy jiggies with the claws? What are they called?
Like a bobcat?
Yeah, that has the claws, and it's literally ripping this table. Like there's food and everything on the table, and there's a family at a restaurant, and this Bob is just this tractor is just ripping up and tearing apart this table. And all if there's a family there, and they're all leaning back, and like they're like all disarrayed. What's going on? Like, so just there's a destruction and a taking apart of things coming up, and whether this is family and or business together, I'm thinking that's what's coming through. It's like it's a family and a business together that's being affected here. Yeah, things are coming up. Things are literally coming apart and being taken apart and disassembled right now. Yeah. It almost feels like, how good you feel like when you're going on a vacation, right? And like you've got your drinks and all that stuff. I having that feeling of that, and it's all splitting up into different things right now. It's almost as if the family business is being done with and just like coming apart, but there's going to be many new opportunities with the money to move forward with all these, whether it's vacationing and trips and the enjoyment of that part of life now. Mind you, with COVID, it's a different story, but that's almost like it feels like it's almost going back to the old ways of okay, I'm just being okay, I'm going to say I'm being shown Fred Flintstone days of the old fashioned, the way things used to be, going back to the old ways. No, it's showing me that it's still going to be time for the vacationing and the shows and the trips and things like that. Like it's showing me that the entertainment is still all going to be there for you. Yeah. And the kids are going to be happy. I'm showing like joyful happiness with kids, the traveling, city lights. I'm seeing by also water. Kids are happy. They're dressed up and having it and enjoying. Okay, this is interesting. Something about smoking something, but it's not cigarettes. It's showing me vapes. So it could be celebration, smoking something, or could be, you know, medical cannabis. I'm not quite sure. Something with medication to help. Yeah. Message with something about the medication and healing is drinking lots of water as well. Lots of water, lots of hydration for this to work as well. And something about a message about Christmas time. It's like you're laying things out and you're going to make things okay for the kids. You've got this big thing that you're going to be okay. It might be in a different spot that you anticipated, but you're going to make it all okay for the kids. And calm. And you're like, you're not going to let anything stop you. Nothing's going to get in your way. You're going to be successful at creating this for your kids. And it's something enjoyment of clothes and fashion and all that stuff. And is also for yourself and gift giving for the kids. But don't forget, don't forget some sense and sensibility things for your kids as well, not just all fashion and clothes, some sense and sensibility things as well for that as well. And enjoyment is there. That's great. Okay. Well, there we go.
Okay, but it wasn't the Emmy from our MLG from school. She said she's not the one from school. So
okay.
MLG.
Okay.
But she said she was having trouble with her in-laws. She doesn't have kids now. But maybe it's foreshadowing family. And she said, thank you so much. Because I also said to her too, sometimes I think when people listen to a channeling or this kind of information, they're just rushing to be like, where does it fit in? Where does it fit in? And because I just put on there and I was like, you know what, because sometimes you'll say something to me and I'll be like, oh, that totally doesn't relate, or, or something. But it's not that. It's just like, you have to just sit with the information, because it's not that it doesn't relate. It's like, you're saying it in this way, but then something will happen and it's just, and I'll be like, okay, now I totally get what she's saying. Like,
yes.
Maybe it's not necessarily about kids, or maybe it's maybe it's like the birth of a business, not a baby.
And babies actually represent new beginnings. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to kind of that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to kind of sit with it, because you're saying a word, but that word means something for you. But like, it means sometimes different for someone else, like when you're hearing it. And then it's just like, then you kind of get it. It's just, then it'll be like, oh yeah, now I understand.
Yes.
So that's why I said, I'm like, you know what, just sit with the information and see how it plays out in your mind. And then you'll start to see it kind of like connect. And then
that's right. Yeah.
Now I get it. Like, kids could be either I'm having kids, or kids could be also like that child in me, or that child in me and my husband. Like, are we acting like, you know what I mean? Like that playfulness.
Yes. Or
a sense of playfulness.
Yeah. Things are like, sometimes even when like message, if it's recorded, you go back and listen to it again. And then.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because it's just like, you like, you're going to say a black stone, but a black stone could just mean bad news at the bottom of a river. For me, it's like something might happen. I'm going to walk by and there's like a big black stone with a sign on it saying, go this way, Sue. I'm just like, okay, I got it now.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, you need to take a minute. You just can't, I think, jump on, because your first intuition is just to grab onto the first thing and take it literal. But you have to really, when it comes to things like this, what I'm learning is that you have to take it, you have to kind of take it like literal, yes, but also kind of on a, like, how does your mind process that information?
Yes. And some of my stuff is symbolic, and sometimes it's literal. So I usually share a bit of both, and because I feel spirit wants what they're showing me, they want me to say the words that this person's going to understand. So that all that I'd like to share. I forgot to share that part at the beginning. Actually, I usually do share that you know, what's coming out. yeah, might be symbolic or literal.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just texting Mulji. I want to make sure I'm saying it right because I'm
Yes.
so bad.
Yes.
Mulji, because she wanted to know if you just do you just do it online? But I said no, that you, because she was like, do you do in person? And I'm just writing here in the comments like, yes,
I
she does
I
do in
do. I'm
person.
still comfortable if people want to come to
It's
see
a
me.
lot better in person. I'm going to say from having that experience to do it in person, because it's like this is just a mini reading, so it's like you're getting a snapshot. But actually,
Oh
when
yeah,
you
it's only like 5 minutes.
sit with
Yeah.
Melissa and spend that time, it really allows your brain to kind of almost like open up to the information as well as set a plan.
That's right. Yes.
So yeah, so I'll put a link here. Maybe after Melissa, actually, you could put a link to how to contact you or
That's
something
yes.
after comments.
You can reach out to me. You can email me at melissad@truebeings.light.com. And I have a website you can go see as well at www.truebeings.light.com. Am I
Okay,
saying that
but
right?
she's just,
Yes.
oh, guys, she's just gonna put a link out there.
Yes, I'll put the link out, guys. Yes, feel free to reach out. Yes, I do have my meditation studio in my basement. I'm still, if someone wants to come in, if their lungs aren't sick, we'll wear a mask. Um, and if they're not comfortable, then of course we'll do it online. But I'm still open to in person.
Yeah, definitely. And if you have any questions, you can definitely check out my Facebook, which is just Sue Sedana. It's not quite as exciting as Melissa's, but
A
I'm
life
there.
in transition, right? It's your life in
Yeah,
transition,
but
right?
I mostly I don't use my Facebook that much, the business page, but I do use my Facebook homepage. So whatever, anyway, just
Awesome.
reach out, because honestly, Melissa and I are here to just do whatever we can to create some change in the world and make life a little easier.
Yes, and we forgot to say this is the time to start feeling
Yeah, because
alive,
you know
right?
what? Everyone's got to start being alive, because if I find, I don't know why we just don't group together the whole of COVID in one tsunami wave, because someone sent me an email. They're like, we're going to have a third wave. I'm like, are we not even finished the second wave and you guys are worried about a third wave? I was
It's
like,
honestly, it's all the same wave. There's a start. We just want it to be finished, but it's like I think it's just
it's long, guys, and it's tiring. And you know what? We really need to keep feeling alive, because at the end of this, we still have a world to continue on with. And that's
yes.
not what the messages that I really want to put out there.
Yeah, and
Like,
even though
now is not the time to give up. That is the reason that we're doing this.
yeah, and
All right.
then
So
things
what's
might
our
be
next
different coming
chakra?
up, but we all have to know and trust that we're all going to be okay. Even things are going to change. Let's embrace these changes and work together, because that's how we have to live our lives to help us each other out by working together in this world. That's how we have to do it. We can't turn our backs on anybody anymore. We need to help each other out.
That's right. Okay. So Melissa, just quickly, because it's already 9:08.
Yes.
What is our next chakra?
Oh,
We're
oh,
communicating, by the way, way better at the end of this episode.
I think so. We are, yes. But next week is our third eye in our forehead, and that's our open up to our spiritual aspects, our spiritual connection. So that's going to be really fun. Our third eye, this is really getting into the nitty gritty of opening up to our own intuition and awareness. It's like, well, our heart is
Yeah.
huge as well, but
And you know what?
this is
I think it's a really good one, because A, we've got the time, and B, I think we're all with this, a lot of nothingness going on in the world around us. This is a really good time to start focusing and connecting with your spirituality, because it doesn't matter what age you are, at some point in your life, if you haven't connected with it, something that feels like it's missing from your life, and you spend the rest of your life searching for it until you find it. So connect with it now while you have the time.
yes, lovely message. Thank you, Sue. Wow, that was beautiful.
Okay. So we will
I
see you
love that.
guys next Wednesday.
Sounds wonderful. Okay,
Bye.
take
Thank you,
care.
Melissa.
You're welcome. Thank you, Sue. Bye bye.